You'll see fascinating and funny ways America makes a living on That's My Line. This man has only a fourth-grade education, yet he has taken an old car, a bicycle pump, and baby buggy, and built his own airplane. He's a wacky inventor. That's his line. This man is banned from almost every casino in Vegas because he's won over $1 million at blackjack. Tonight, he'll risk $25,000 of his own money in a high-stakes blackjack game. He's a professional gambler. That's his line. This man is teaching these students how to throw punches, fall off horses, and leap off buildings. Tonight, he'll give our own Kerry Millerick a crash course in how to be a stuntman. He's a Hollywood stunt school instructor. That's his line. You will meet these people and more tonight on That's My Line, starring Bob Barker.
Thank you and good evening. Welcome to That's My Line. I want to talk with you a moment about inventions. Have one right here. You know what that is? That's called a fasting mask. You see, you wear this. You got the idea already, I can tell. You can't eat a thing, you see. You're bound to lose weight. And you only need one in the family because when you're wearing this, you look so bad no one else can eat either at the table. But tonight, you're going to see a whole raft of wacky inventions on our show. Right now, though, I'd like to have you meet our own inventive reporters, Suzanne Childs and T.U. Leak. I do not know who your friend is, but she has lost too much weight.
Bob, you were talking about inventions, and this is one of the latest. It's a dust mop. It's made of the finest mink, and it's actually sold for cleaning.
Can't you imagine some fella says to his wife, I'm going to get you a mink, and he brings this thing home? T.U., I hope you have something more practical for us.
Well, as long as we're talking about inventions tonight, I'd like to tell you about a man named Jack Andrews. He's invented a lot of things, and his prize project is his own airplane.
Sounds like he's one of the Wright brothers.
More like one of the wrong brothers. When I asked him if he was a real whiz, he said,
I can invent anything. This is an air compressor that I built out of the parts of an icebox. This is a rotary lawnmower that I built, and it's all automatic. And I pull it with my tractor.
So you're an inventor, and these are all your inventions, huh?
No, there's one more thing.
Oh?
I got an airplane that I built myself, and it is really something. This is my lifelong dream. And I've got everything in that thing from a bicycle to a baby buggy. And I've got electric lawnmower gears in it. And everything works on it.
Well, now what's that?
That's the engine, the power plant. Come out of a Corvair.
Well, weren't you afraid that it might not work?
No. No, I wasn't afraid of it. Because I had the cars, and if they work on the ground, they damn sure work in the air because the air cool, and they never get hot.
Well, this sounded real hot, but I wasn't so cool on the idea. I sure wasn't going to get in that buggy till I saw it fly. Now, Jack, you're really sure that you're going to fly, huh?
Yeah. That's good.
Jack never took a flying lesson in his life, so stand back now and watch out for the propeller. Good start. It's moving. This is really exciting. It's history in the making. If Jack's right, you're about to see the takeoff of the world's first flying Corvair. Jack, it didn't fly. What's the problem?
It'll fly by itself if you get up in the air. I was born to fly. I knew that. My big dream in life was to own an airplane that I built that would fly.
There she goes again. Here she comes again. Jack should be able to get this baby off the ground any second now. Maybe not. Jack's taking a shortcut through the bushes to the runway. And now a quick stop to restart the engine.
And I don't have no parachute. Because I had that much confidence in myself.
Right, Jack, and I feel perfectly safe taking a bath without a life jacket. Come on, up and away. So far, this plane has been down, and around.
Well, the farthest I've flown, I don't really know. I'd say a couple of miles. That's been up and down the runway.
Why didn't it fly, Jack?
Well, the reason was it was just too rough.
Well, Jack did invent something. The world's safest airplane. Because it never gets off the ground.
I think Jack has invented a great solution to the problem of bad food on airlines. The way he flies, he can just taxi into a truck stop and get some decent food, can't he? You'll see more unusual inventors and inventions later in the show. We'll be right back after this inventive message.
Coming up next on That's My Line, a Hollywood agent who handles some of the most famous faces in Hollywood. You'll meet him and some of his star clients. So don't go away.
Everyone knows that Hollywood stars are very important to the entertainment business, but you may not realize that the agent for Hollywood stars is also very important. And an agent who handles a lot of the top names is a powerful force indeed. Right now, I'd like to have you meet a man who runs one of the most famous celebrity organizations in the entire world. Please say hello to Ron Smith. Now, how many clients do you have, Ron?
We now have 1,100 clients. They're based all over the world. Our main offices are here in Hollywood, and we have people all over the country and the world.
Now, 1,100 clients. That's a tremendous roster. Any big names among your clients?
Yes, in fact, we do have some here tonight, and I think the first gentleman needs no introduction.
No introduction for him. Let's have him join. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Davis Jr. I'm one of your biggest fans.
Wait
I love your acting. I have every record you ever. I love your dancing.
Wait a minute.
I've seen your show in Las Vegas.
Will you wait a minute?
Yes. What, Sammy?
I am not Sammy Davis.
You're not Sammy?
I am not Sammy Davis.
Who are you?
I am Crumpton, John Crumpton.
Did you know that this was not Sammy Davis?
Bob, I told you we had some famous faces. I didn't tell you famous names.
Well, what kind of an agency do you have?
Actually, Bob, I'm the president of an organization called Ron Smith Celebrity Lookalikes, and we have lots of famous faces that are based throughout the world.
Lookalikes?
Yeah, that's it.
Lookalikes. And you are certainly a lookalike of Sammy Davis Jr. Now, where do these people work? Where do you get them jobs?
We do everything from conventions. We work with advertising agencies. We do commercials. Basically, anything the star can do, our lookalikes can do at a much more reasonable rate.
And I'll bet you'd like to meet some more of his stars, wouldn't you? Sammy, step out over here, will you please? I know there are fans here of Marie Osmond. And to tickle your funny bone, how about Woody Allen? Special treat for you ladies in the house and watching on television. Yes, indeedy, Robert Redford. Now, let's find out who they really are. Your name is?
Randy Early.
Randy, what do you do?
I work for GNF Landscaping in Fontana, California.
And looking as much like Robert Redford as you do, how about girls? How do you get along with girls?
Well, let's just say I don't have any trouble.
I bet you don't. What's your name?
My name is Phil Boroff.
Phil, what do you do?
I'm an actor and a director and an acting teacher, and I'm also an international sex symbol.
You are that. I could tell from the squeals when you came out on stage. Now, what's your name?
My name is Yolanda Morales.
And Yolanda, what do you do?
I work at Monterey Park Hospital in the Medical Records Department.
Have you ever met Marie Osmond?
Oh, yes. It was something else. When she first saw me, she goes, wow, it's like looking into a mirror, you know?
That's what I was going to say. What was her reaction? Because you look amazingly like her.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere I go, it's something else. People stop me. They ask me for autographs, and I say, no, I'm not Marie. I'm not Marie.
That's a good sign, isn't it, Ron?
Yeah.
Now, you said that you have famous lookalikes or lookalikes of famous people from all walks of life. You have someone else for us?
Yes, we do. In fact, I just signed them to a 4-year contract, and I'm thinking of extending it to 8.
Perhaps 8. Look who we have here. What is your name, sir?
My real name is David Becker.
And when you are not impersonating the president, what do you do?
I'm a security officer.
And you are?
I'm Marcia Adams.
And you?
I'm a housewife.
And you make a lovely couple. But to prove that we are bipartisan here on That's My Line, look who we have here. Now, what is your name, sir?
My name is Ed Beheeler.
Ed Beheeler, what do you do?
I'm retired.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And you know, as I look around here, I tell you, this is the best Hollywood party I've been to in a long time. And I want to thank you for making it possible. But before I say goodbye, I want you to know that I am not really Bob Barker. But I want you to know that the real Bob Barker will be back with more of That's My Line after these messages. That guy's fantastic. Maybe too good.
That's My Line. Gary Millerick takes a course in how to be a Hollywood stuntman. So don't go away.
To trying out other people's occupations, our man in the field, Kerry Millerick, has been going to many, many different schools. But this week, he went to the School of Hard Knocks. And if you don't believe me, just watch.
They told me the teacher at this school was strict. Now this is strict. I suppose I shouldn't have been surprised, though, since this was a stunt school.
Down, timing. Now you will kick. Boom. Perfect.
Kim Kahana teaches one of the few courses anywhere in the world where it's okay to punch out your classmates as long as you don't hurt them. His stunt school is the only one in the country accredited by state and federal agencies.
Okay, exaggerate more. Exaggerate.
I was only in this school because my producers wanted me to come up with some incredible feats like you see on some of those other shows.
Okay, here we go. Good. Okay, perfect.
My first lesson was a mere hop, skip, and a jump. But the kind of jump my boss wanted me to do, I had to see to believe.
Perfect. Perfect fall.
Normally, when a big star has to do a high fall, he gets all the way to just before the jump, and then they substitute a stunt double. So, who does the jump when a star the stature of a Kerry Millerick finally makes it 50 feet in the air? You guessed it.
Oh.
Is this for real, people? Or am I just kidding myself? Standing up and looking around from 50 feet above the ground, there's one thing I know I want. I want my mommy.
You're ready to go. You just go. You take your own cue.
But I take my own time, the sun is going to be slowly setting in the west. What do you say to yourself just before you go?
Just go.
Goodbye, world. Okay. This is it. Oh, no! The airbag broke my high fall and kept me from splattering. Then they told me I had to come up with something more shattering.
Okay, you guys. I want everybody over here. Everybody come over here.
All day long, I was afraid of my fellow students thinking I was chicken. Now I was afraid of ending up like chicken salad.
What I want you to do is run, jump on the trampoline, and go right through the pane of glass.
Don't say pain. Okay. I broke through the breakaway glass without breaking any bones. But incredibly enough, my boss still wasn't impressed. So I thought I'd throw an amazing animal into the act. Watching this cowpoke learn how to look like he's being shot off a horse, I discovered that they first padded him up like crazy, then fastened him to a fence post with a special harness. How did I get roped into this? You sure John Wayne started like this?
Let's see if you can walk like him.
I'll just mosey on back. Be back in a minute.
All right.
With stunts like this, no wonder Michael Landon moseyed off the Ponderosa into the little house on the prairie.
Boy.
What's this thing called, anyway?
That is called a jerk-off jacket. It's for pulling you off.
And that's how pulling jerks off a horse. What could go wrong here? I hate to ask that, but...
we won't know until it happens.
Nobody warned me that if the horse decided to slow down, it wouldn't have quite the same dramatic impact. Perfect. 1-point landing. A smart horse does not want to drive into gunfire. Stupid person goes into gunfire. Where is that horse? Yeah, nothing to it.
You landed perfect. Just perfect.
What do you guys get paid for that?
About $1,000.
$1,000?
Right.
Boss, $1,000.
Broke that school's record for learning the most stunts in the shortest period of time. We hope that's all he broke. If any of you people out there have any sort of record-breaking occupation, or an occupation that's just plain unusual, we'd like to hear about it. Who knows? It might be just the sort of thing that will bring you to this very stage. Here's where to write us. That's My Line, Post Office Box 5C, Hollywood, California, 90028.
You're about to meet a man who is a master of disguises. He's not an actor, nor is he on the run from the police. I think you'll find The Three Faces of Ken fascinating. This is Billy Williams, a cowboy from Reno, banned from almost every casino in Las Vegas. This is Dr. John Wasserman, a psychiatrist from Phoenix, banned from almost every casino in Vegas. And this is Jay Weatherton, a stockbroker from Los Angeles, banned from almost every casino in Vegas. And why are these three men banned from Las Vegas? Because they are all this man, Ken Houston, a master blackjack gambler who has taken casinos for over $1 million in cash. No wonder they banned him. That's My Line has arranged with the Treasury Hotel for Ken Houston to play the house in a $50,000 blackjack competition. That's why today he can walk into this casino without a disguise. Ken used to have a high-paying job as a successful stockbroker, but he gave it up because this job pays even more. Now keep in mind, Ken is putting up $25,000 of his own money. But if he wins, he could go home with $25,000 of the Treasury's money.
Are you nervous? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, let's go get him.
Did you bring your money with you?
Yes, I got it. 25,000.
$25,000. There's my $25,000. I'm going to give this money to security for safekeeping. Kenny, best of luck.
Thanks a lot.
The best man wins.
For sure. Each of these chips are worth $100, and the pile of chips in front of me that you see is worth $25,000. My system works this way. I keep track of the cards as they're dealt. And I also keep track of the kinds of cards that are left in the undealt pack. When there are a greater number of tens and aces, I tend to bet bigger because the edge is in my favor. When there are more small cards, I bet smaller because the edge is in the house's favor. Okay, the match is about to begin. I have no edge over the house, so I'm going to make a minimum bet of $200. She deals me the hand. I've got a 10 and a 5, a 15, so I stay. She has 17. She beats me. But there are 4 little cards out and 1 big one. The edge is now in my favor, so it's time to make a big bet. I'm betting $1,000. I got a 15. I want her to bust. All right, she got the picture card and busted. I win the $1,000. I guess we're ready to go again, huh? Mm-hmm. I've been playing about 15 minutes now, and I'm up $2,150, which is more than I really should be earning. I imagine this game is probably about $1,000 an hour game. I really don't consider myself a gambler. I never bet on a football game or play poker or go to the track. Blackjack to me is a business because I know I have the mathematical edge, and I play in accordance with that mathematical edge. Okay. I've got a 10. The rules allow me to double my bet, but I can only take 1 card. The deck is rich in picture cards. I double my bet. I've got $2,000 out there. I've got the 10. And I won the hand, $2,000. Very much in my favor right now, so I'm betting $1,000. Hey, blackjack. It's the nicest word in the English language. The odds are in my favor, so I'd bet $1,000, the maximum. And the payoff is $1,500 win on 1 hand. I'm up $8,500 now. I've been very lucky, much more than average. But if things continue at this rate, I could be out of here in an hour or so with my $25,000.
You see Ken in the driver's seat. So far, he's $8,000 ahead. And we'll be back with the dramatic conclusion to Ken's $50,000 blackjack challenge after these messages.
Don't go away. We'll be right back with lots more of That's My Line.
My line. Now we're about to go back to the Treasury Casino to see how our professional gambler Ken Houston is doing in his $50,000 blackjack challenge. Now remember, when we last saw Ken, he was $8,000 ahead, but since we left him, there's been a dramatic turn of events. Let's get back to the action.
Thanks, Brenda. Thanks a lot. How you doing, Peg?
How are you?
Good.
Are you winning?
Can't say that I am. In 10 minutes, I went from +8 to -7. 15,000 in 10 minutes. That's more than $1,000 a minute. All right, here we go. This is called digging out in the business. I realize it's possible that I'm going to lose my $25,000 today. People ask me how I feel when I lose, and I say that I've just got to be philosophical about the fact that sometimes you win and sometimes you lose.
21.
Digging out. Hey, welcome
Hello
back.
again.
How you doing?
Waiting for you.
Yeah, okay, I'm here. Barely. I'm down about $22,000 now. Been playing about 4 or 5 hours. And it's discouraging, but that's what happens in this business, and that's probably why there aren't that many players. Like a fish flopping out of water right now. Okay, Brenda.
You ready?
Boy, you must be tired.
I'm all right.
Ten. Hold on a second.
Okay.
In my business, you got to be philosophical. My chances of winning a given session are 56%. My chances of losing are 44%. So there's no way I'm going to win every session. I wish I could. Doesn't look like I'm going to be winning tonight.
20.
If I don't win this hand, I'll only have $175 left. I won't be able to make another bet because the minimum's $200.
21.
That's it, Brenda. I've only got $175 left. Why don't you take it home as a tip?
That's the $50,000 that we agreed to play. $25,000 of yours, $25,000 of mine. Mr. Houston, the money is mine.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, you got it from the kid. Fair and square. I got car fare home though, so.
Houston's pockets may be a little empty. I wouldn't worry too much about him. You see, a Las Vegas casino has hired him to teach others the fine art of gambling. And you know which casino hired him? The Treasury. The very people who just took his $25,000. Hey, if you can't beat him, join him.
As you know, Suzanne and T.U. usually go out on location to help film our guests. But when the producers mentioned they needed someone to interview a pretty, young, single girl, well, when duty calls, I answer, and I'm awfully glad I did. She brightened up my life and my shoes.
I am a boot black. A friend of mine got me into this. He suggested that I listen to a business opportunity, and after I heard what he had to say, I said I would never shine anybody's shoes.
Where'd you learn?
An old boot black taught me. Now, this fellow's been in business for about 35 years or so.
I noticed that when you put the polish on, you did not use a cloth or a brush. You put it on with your hand. What was the idea?
Well, by using my hand, I can massage the polish into the leather. Also, the body heat helps to melt the polish so that it goes in very well.
Would you recommend this as a good job for young ladies?
I think it's a terrific business opportunity for any woman who wants to really establish themselves in a business.
Who are bigger tippers, the ladies or the jumpers?
Women always tip. However, I've had some occasions where men don't tip.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest tip you've ever had?
$20.
$20?
$20.
You must have given a very good shine.
Best shine in town.
Best shine in Los Angeles. But if you ever go to New Orleans, I'm sure you'll want to look up a man by the name of Clarence Robichaud. Clarence is one of the last practitioners of what may soon be a lost art. He is so remarkable that he was featured in an award-winning documentary. And what you're about to see is from that black and white feature.
I created. Everything I do is no. I didn't learn it from anyone. I created. I'm the actually creator of it. You understand me? And so you see, most of the fellas that you see pop on these call themselves popping the rag. They got certain rags they have to have to pop, and they can't play with certain pieces. They say this piece I can play this piece and can't play that piece, but I can play anything. I play anything else, anything that is playable. I can play it with this rag, and I don't have to have an old rag. See, this is a new rag, and take this new rag. See. Yes, you say naughty, yes, I got that naughty, yeah. Look at it, yeah. I say, you see the difference? That's the difference in being a professional, you understand what I mean, and a non-professional. See, most of the fellas that call themselves brag poppers, they going from the shoulder. That's why they can't pop it accurate as I do it. You see, because the way I does it, it's a little secret, like it's from the wrist. I does it all from the wrist, so I don't have to strain like the average fellow do with cracking the rag. That's what makes me the king. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. This is what's simple when I'm speaking of this. You see? That's it.
That's My Line cordially invites you to the wildest wedding in the West right after this message.
Just as I promised, we're about to see some of the newest inventions in the nation and meet some of the people who invented them. But I would like to find someone in our studio audience who will help me demonstrate an invention. Who would help me? Who would be so kind? This gentleman right here with the red beard. Will you step out here to me, sir? Step right out here and tell me who you are.
Dell Fullen.
Dell?
Dell.
Dell Fullen, and you are from where?
Houston, Texas.
And what do you do?
I'm an attorney.
Sit down. Now, Dell, I think you might be ideal to help me out. Do you ever go camping?
Yes, sir.
You do?
Yes, sir.
Follow me up here onto this stage, Dell, please. Here we go. Come on, Dell, let's go up on stage. I have an invention here from Lowell Norman of Palo Alto, California. It's a two-man tent. There it is. And it is that compact. I want you to pick it up, and it will just open up, and there is a two-man tent. There you go, Dell. Get it up there. Set it up. I'll help you. The dark part is the floor. Get that down on the floor there. And ladies and gentlemen, over on the other side there, Dell, will you please? Dell, are you deliberately trying to make this difficult? Get over there. Get over there and hold up your side of the tent. Dell. I'm over here. The audience is out there. Dell, there we go. Now, come up to the door here, Dell. Dell, where are you now? Dell? Just that quickly. Now, Bill Walker of our staff did that in about 30 or 40 seconds. In fact, less than that. But, Dell, now I want you to put it away. Okay. Put it back into the compact little pile that it was, and I have the directions right here, and you follow them carefully. To fold Speed Dome, this is Speed Dome, to portable size in just seconds. First, unzip the door, it's unzipped, and window so air can escape when folding. Then unstake the Speed Dome, it's not staked, so you don't have to worry about that. Pull Speed Dome on its side. Do that down now. Keeping the peak at your chest. Start pushing it downward as shown here in this. You see how just push it downward. Direct it toward the floor section. Go ahead, that's the dark part. Until the upper shape has popped into the lower shape. Start walking toward the peak and start to bring coils together, forming a loop with one hand. Form the loop with one hand. Now push downward with the other hand to move the loop inside. Hurry along there. And the loops will then form automatically. You're doing fine. Adjust the 3 loops to equal size and push air out of the loose material. Get the air out of it. And then set the loops on end. Set the loops on end and roll the Speed Dome into the stuff sack like that. Here, he has it all into the little sack again. Look, I have other inventions to show off. You take this. Now, don't go back to your seat. You take this. You take the tent and go right back there and put it back together, and then we'll have you back and show them how easy it is. Okay? Go ahead. Mr. Seegers is from Institute, West Virginia. And his invention is a fly swatter. Now, I have here a standard fly swatter, and it is used thusly. Now, yours is an improvement on that.
Yes, it is.
I'd like to have you step over here and give us a demonstration. As I understand, you can actually sight with yours. Is that right?
Yes, yes. Peering through this loop.
Well, that is the sight?
You sight your target.
There's the fly. There's the studio audience. There's a lady who's not laughing. Very good. Now, you have an instrument there, though, that goes even beyond that, do you not?
Yes.
Demonstrate, will you, sir?
Well, shall I?
Are you going to kill this fly before we leave? Oh, absolutely.
Well,
Get
now
that
I'll
one.
sight through this loop and show you.
Just a moment. Did you see what you did? The lady who wasn't laughing has a fly in her mouth. Now, let's see what else you can do over here, Mr. Seegers. Now, explain just exactly why you wanted that fly mounted there.
Now, if you know this fly is on this side.
Now, just a moment. I couldn't hear you over here. What did you say?
I said, if you know he's on this side and you over here.
Well, I'm over here. I know he's here.
Sneak up on him without disturbing him or running him away.
Now, just a moment. Just a moment. I'm over here, so I know he's there. If you're over there, how'd you know he's here?
Well, I saw him when he flew and... So I'll sneak up.
You're going to show us how to get that fly from over there.
That's right.
Do it. Hey, Mr. Seeger, you're our winner. Now I want you to meet Michelle Koneski of Billings, Montana. Will you come right down here beside me, Michelle? Now, Michelle is another inventor. How old are you?
11.
And what grade are you in?
6.
And Michelle, we found out about your invention when one of our researchers read about it in the newspaper, and some of you may have read about it in the newspaper. It's become famous. You invented a burglar alarm, didn't you?
Yeah.
Now, I want you to know that this is a dog back here, and this represents a live dog sleeping down like this. Now, in your burglar alarm, well, first I should tell you that this is a very, very scientific invention. And you must follow very closely, or you could become lost and you would never understand the intricacies of her burglar alarm. Now, would you explain, Michelle, exactly how it works?
Okay, the rope is connected to the window.
The rope. Now, let me point out that this is a rope right here. And you say it's connected to the window. That's tied to the window up there. And then what?
It's connected to the dog. And if
to the collar right here. Yeah. Yes, okay.
And then if the burglar opens up the window, it pulls on the dog, and then the dog can see the burglar and get it.
I realize how complicated that is. Are there questions before we go on? You understand. You see, the window goes up, it pulls on the rope, it awakens the dog. Now, you tried this with your own dog?
No, I don't have a dog.
Let you and I get out of the way. We'll pretend that we're gone from home, you see. And I think there's a burglar coming right now. Yes, there's a burglar at the window. Now, the burglar raises the window, and look at that. The dog is ready to kill. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being on That's My Life. Bye-bye, Michelle. You have seen 3 inventions. Here is our 4th. Lawrence Bixby of Ocklawaha, Florida, sent us this. Now, if you have ever walked through a room with a ladder with rungs, you know that you can knock over vases, you can knock over lamps, you can break mirrors, you can break the windows. You can make a mess of the room. Not with this. You see, there are no rungs in this ladder. It's just this, and it can be made very compact. And you go right up using these little stirrups, you see? Right up. No rungs in this ladder. Up.
We go up. We go.
The next verse is down we come. Down.
I'm going to go right on up and show you just how well this works.
T.U., now this worked in rehearsal. It really did. But just help me with that bottom foot. Okay, that's how it works. Now, move the lower one down. Move the right one first.
I'm trying.
T.U.
You won't move. You're stuck up there, fella.
Let's not kid around now, T.U. Suzanne will introduce the next segment. And props, get me a ladder.
Recently, I took a trip out west to the desert community of Pioneer Town. I visited a special saloon there, and I want you to see just how wild the West was. Roll 'em, cowboy. Remember those old TV shoot-'em-ups with Gene Autry and the Sons of the Pioneers riding into a dusty old western town? Well, that was Pioneer Town, and it looks pretty much the same today. There's even a local saloon that's run by Frances Aliba. But when her cowboy customers ride into town, they're not riding horses. They are the 2- and 3-wheeler cowboys of the 80s. And they like what Pioneer Town has to offer: wide open roads and privacy. So every once in a while, for special occasions, these bikers drop by. Now, if you think Frances gets upset by these rough riders, you're wrong.
They're very free people, and they give a lot of love and a lot of things from their hearts. And they find it very difficult to find their little niche in society.
We love her. You know, she's very, very dear to our hearts.
Frances has been one of the most uniting factors of Southern California biking.
And uniting is a big part of her line. Frances often turns her cantina into a chapel so her biker customers can celebrate their special occasions.
We've had 23 weddings in the past 5 years.
And today is wedding number 24. Here's the lovely bride coming down the aisle, escorted by the best man. In attendance are friends of the bride and groom, and of course, the preacher, the Reverend J.D. On this special day, Mary Lee is wearing a traditional Levi and vest ensemble with an accent of yellow mum and baby's breath tucked in her hair. In keeping with an afternoon wedding, the groom chose an outfit of leather and hair. And now the nuptials of Mary Lee and Moonhead.
We're gathered here today to unite Moonhead and Mary Lee in holy matrimony. If there's anybody here that feels it shouldn't take place, shut up. It's going to happen anyway. No. Now, Moonhead, take this ring.
Wait a minute, I got to take the glove off.
Face Mary Lee and repeat after me. With this ring.
With this ring.
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
You Mary Lee.
You Mary Lee.
Slide on her finger.
Well, you guys are going to like each other.
Mary Lee, repeat after me.
Don't you listen to him.
I, Mary Lee.
I, Mary Lee.
Take thee, Moonhead.
Take thee, Moonhead.
To be my lawful wedded husband.
To be my lawful wedded husband.
To love, cherish, and obey.
To love, cherish, and obey.
And keep your motorcycle clean.
And keep your motorcycle clean.
From now on.
From now on.
Now, hey, quiet it down. By the power invested in me, by the state of California, I now pronounce you man and wife.
And following the traditions of a motorcycle wedding, the many friends and relatives of the happy couple were delighted to toast the bride and groom and to give them their first bridal shower as well. This is one wedding I'll never forget, seeing two people united by their marriage vows, but united even more because they only have one motorcycle. And thanks to Francis Oliva, the sweetest little saloon keeper this side of the Rockies, there goes another happy couple down the highway of life. The newly wedded Mr. and Mrs. Moonhead.
Wonderful news. Del Fullen, the young attorney from Houston, has the tent back together, and I want him to come out and take a bow. Bring it out here, Del. Great. The directions. Del, you did it. Put it down there just the way it was when we started. Just put it right down there on the floor and show everyone how easy it is. Go ahead. What's the matter? Put it down on the floor, and I want them to see how we started out there. They told me you had it all put back together. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more of That's My Line. For this evening, you have been a wonderful audience. Let's say goodnight to Suzanne Childs. Let's say goodnight to T.U. Leak. And this is Bob Barker saying we'll see you next week on That's My Line. Good night, everybody. I'm your announcer. That's My Line. A Mark Goodson, Bill Conklin production.